Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're going to go through all the weekend's action, okay? There wasn't much action because all we had was a team full of spuds. So we're going to go through all the spuds and see what they did because it was unbelievable. Anyway, let's have a look what they did. Now, first up, our team scored a 20-44, which at the time when they were scoring this, I wasn't very happy. Actually, I was very angry, but apparently it was a top 1% score. I mean, I know half my team didn't perform. So to get a top 1% score with half the team not even functioning was actually incredible. Okay, so we ended up going up in ranks for the first time. We've cracked the top 100 now. We're ranked 82nd. We're coming down. Now, we have a look for the teams. Now, Nick Dacos, I had him as the captain just before the game. And then there was news that broke out that St Kilda were going to tag him. Now, the last time we heard a player was going to get tagged, which was the Bont, he scored a 180, so I didn't really care. But then I sort of did care, so I took the captaincy off him and switched it over to Gawn, who's more reliable at the MCG. So luckily for me, it worked out. But the owners that had Dacos as a captain, that so unlucky. Okay, and then to make matters worse, he got subbed off. I can't believe it. Anyway, so Dacos ended up scoring a 64. Okay, now Sheasels was at 129. We're very happy with Sheasels, so he's doing a good job. McGovern, now I don't get this, okay? Now McGovern, he was on like close to 80 points or 70 points at half time, okay? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe even 75, I think it was. So I think McGovern's going for a big one again today, maybe a 150 coming up, but no, that didn't happen. The spud stopped. He scored an 88. I can't believe this. Anyway, so McGovern scored an 88. I can't work it out. So he didn't score anymore. What did he score? 15 points after half time. Unbelievable. Okay, now Dale is another one. Okay, he couldn't crack the 100. Scored the 95. It was very disappointing. And we so I mean it's better than nothing. Okay, but still he's a pod. Not many people own Dale. So we sort of needed him as the pod to score well, but he didn't. And then we get a Nick Martin. Now, Nick Martin kicked 2 goals in his game. Now, 2 goals, Nick Martin, 25 touches. So you'd think maybe, he'd score, a 120 or 130, but no, it's Nick Martin. Okay, he had 9 clangers, so he scored a 92. We're going to sack him. Probably this week. Nick Martin's finished at Abs Magic, okay? He's the only player I've ever sacked twice in a year, okay, in the history of Abs Magic. And it's going to happen. I can't believe it. He conned me in to bring him in, and then we're going to sack him. So Nick Martin's going to go. But then again, if I didn't bring in Nick Martin, who would I brought in? I probably would have brought in... who would it have been? I mean, there wasn't many defenders, okay? And to think about it, it probably would have been Stewart I would have had, and he would have been worse. So it was probably a good thing that I brought in Nick Martin at the time and not bring in Stewart, who was probably the only one available. But the thing is now, I'm going to bring in a better one, okay? We're going to bring in a Jet. Now... Graham scored the 64. Okay, I mean we didn't expect much from him. I mean that 64 didn't even make our score. So don't worry about Graham. Okay, now his break even is about. I mean he didn't make money either. Did he make money? Okay, let's have a look. How much money did you make? Okay, let's have a look. Did he do anything? He made $700 this week. Graham did. Okay, sometimes that $700 helps. Okay, so well Graham did his job. He's made us. How much is Graham? 173k. Okay, so we're happy with that. I wanted to keep Graham for the round 15 bye, but I'm probably not going to do that now. I've got other ideas. Now, the Bont. Now, how many times have you ever seen the Bont kick 3 goals in a game? 3 goals and only score 99. Well, this was one of those games. So the Bont only scoring 99 with the 3 goals. He got tagged. So far we've had Dacos that got tagged. We've had the Bont that got tagged, okay? Now, Sarong didn't play. Clark played, scored 66. 44 of those points were in one of the quarters, so he scored 22 in the other 3 quarters. The chances are Danger's going to come back, and he's going to be a sub. So he's going to be useless again. Now, what's his break? He's going to make cash. Even if he's a sub, he's going to make cash this time, and we're probably going to trade him out this time because we need his cash. Now, how much has he done? How much does he make? Now, he made this week. Where is it? Okay. Where's the game he scored? What did he score? 66. He made 22k. Now, his break even is very low. Okay, it's minus 21. So even if he's a sub and scores 10, he's going to make 15k. So it's better than nothing. So I might as well hold him for that 15k he's going to make, because I can't see him making any more. So Clark, okay, he wasn't. It wasn't a total failure after all. Okay, so he did end up making just over 100k. So we'll take it. Now, Vital is useless. I don't know why I brought him in. Okay, it's probably the dumbest decision I've ever made. Okay, now you'd think I was better off to bring in a 102k rookie with DPP than bring in Vital, but I brought in Vital. I thought maybe in the buy rounds he'll have a couple of games, might score the 50s that I might use, but no, he scores 2. Okay, now what has Vital done? Vital actually lost money. Okay, how do you lose money when you're 125k? He lost 2k. He went down 123k now, so I lost 2k on him, and his break even is 29. I'm going to lose more. Okay, just come it down. Anyway, the Spud's going to go down to 102k. Anyway, that's all he can go to anyway, so we're going to have to he's going to sit there do nothing. He's useless. No DPP, nothing. Anyway, let's go to our rucks now. Now, this is the interesting part, the rucks. Kieran Strawn we brought in last week. All right, he was our first player we brought in. We traded out Sweet for him. Okay, now the idea was if he scores, let's say 90 plus, okay, we were gonna bring back Sweet, then take out Conway. All right, or keep Conway because Conway wasn't playing anyway. So we're gonna keep Conway at R2 and keep Strawn's 95 points. And then we're probably going to bring in Zorko, okay, the magician, the magnificent, okay, we're going to bring him in. But Strawn scored 60 at half-time. Then he went up to about 70. He was like a turtle, okay? If you see turtles running, they actually run faster than Strawn, okay? It was very funny to watch. Anyway, Strawn ended up on 66. He got injured, came back off. And I thought that was the end of Strawn. He's finished, okay? No good. So I brought in Grundy, which we'll talk about in a minute. But sometimes you have to get lucky in Supercoach, okay? Now, when I brought in Strawn, I even got comments on Twitter. Why would I bring in Strawn who hasn't played a game, okay? They said it doesn't make any sense, okay? Well, to be honest, it didn't make sense. But I just brought him in. It was a free hit, okay? So if he scored well, I'll get his points, all right? So it was a free hit. It didn't work out. However, things have changed now, okay? Because Strawn is actually training and is going to play this week ahead of ROB. And not only that, not only is he going to play, he's going to play against Grundy, okay, who just scored a 153 against Geelong, okay? Now, how much is he going to score against Strawn? Plus, I get to keep Strawn's score as well. Strawn might go 80 or 90. I need players for round 15. Strawn is now perfect, so the Strawn deal was actually perfect for me. So I'm very happy with the Strawn trade now. It worked out good. I could have brought in another rookie, okay? I could have brought in a Kruger, okay? I mean, I didn't even know Kruger was playing, okay? So I couldn't bring in Kruger because Kruger played on Monday. I had no idea. So that's why I brought in Strawn. Anyway, if Strawn scored a 90, I don't bring in Grundy, who scores a 150. So Strawn gets injured, scores a 66. So because he scores low, I get to bring in Grundy, okay? And Grundy scores a 153 because I would have had Zorko, who scored a 95, and I would have had it. I would have been disappointed. So this Strawn trade worked out very good for me. Now, Grundy, the 153, magical game, okay? I wish I put the captain on him, but I didn't anyway. I put it on Gorn. Gorn did his job. The 132 was good enough, so we're happy with that. Now let's get to the midfield. Okay, actually no, we'll get to the midfield in a minute. Let's get to the forward line first. Now in the forward line, we have Flanders. Now a lot of people put the VC on him. Not a lot, but a few did. Okay, now how do I put VC on Flanders? Okay, I mean I know he's playing St Kilda. I understand. Okay, but Flanders hasn't got to 130 yet this year. I mean, he's got very consistent 120s every week. 119, 127, 128, 125, 128, 120. I mean, Richmond's very similar to St Kilda anyway, so I thought he's going to go 130, okay? But it's good enough. But for VC, I want something big. So I went greedy guts. I went for Heaney. So I missed on Flanders and he scored 152, okay? A huge game. So I missed out on the Flanders score. I went for Heaney. Heaney at one stage was looking like he's going to go nuts, but then he sort of slowed down a bit, so it didn't happen. The Fish is unbelievable. Okay, it's scored a 120. Look at the Fish's past couple of scores now. Okay, let's have a look. He's got a 140, 116, 113, and 120 since he's gone to that back line. Actually, that and at 95 as well. Okay, so he's got these five massive scores since he's playing in defence. So the Fish, even at 520k, is a bargain. He went up 27k, but even at 520k, he's still cheap. Okay, so if he keeps scoring like 120s, a 120 is worth 600k in Supercoach. So a 116 is probably worth about 570k. So at 520k, there's still value there. Powell, I don't know what to do with him. Okay, it's disappointing. He didn't get that midfield time that we thought he was going to have. One week he's got 60-70%. The next week he's got 35%. And this was the week he had 35%. So Powell looks cooked. Okay, now I count him as a primo because he's an F6, but he's not acting like a primo. So he's an imitation. He's you know when you go to China and they tell you the imitation watches and the imitation leather bags and all that kind of stuff, all the imitation coochie. Well, that's Powell. Imitation. He's an imo. Okay, so just calm it down. Now, Garcia. Now, I want to show you something with Garcia. All right, he's got a pattern happening here now. All right, now 80, 60, 60, 80, 50, 80, 50, 80. Okay, now what's going to happen this week? Okay, now, well, according to the pattern here, we're looking at a 50 this week. So, if we're looking at a 50, all right? So, if he's going to score a 50, let's go... What's his break even? 54. He's going to just get his break even. So, he can still hold for 1 week. And because he's playing, we need him. Okay, so we need those 54 points. We're desperate this week. This week we're going to take a step backwards. Okay, so, and we're going to take these 54 points. Now, Fraser, he scored a 53. His time is limited at Abs Magic as well. He's made us 136k. He might have another 10, 15k left in him. He'll go up to 150k, and then it's time for him to go. So next week, it looks like both of Garcia and Fraser are going to be leaving us, okay? We'll talk about that in a minute. But let's move over to this bench, and that's Garcia, who's doing nothing, okay? Even in the VFL, he can't perform now, so Garcia is cooked. He's gone too. If I can get rid of Garcia before Fraser, I'll do that. But at the moment, maybe I can't do that, so maybe I'm going to have to get rid of Fraser and Garcia first. But I'll see how it goes with Cash, okay? But, and Yun is also doing nothing right now, so 174k, he's become useless. We now go to the midfield, and we brought in LDU this week. Now, LDU scored the 114. Very happy with that. Could have done more, but we'll take it, okay? So for a first gamer, it was not bad. Now, LDU sort of got tagged as well. So far, we've got Dacos, Bont, and LDU, they got tagged. Then we got Merritt, who also got tagged. Okay, so that's 4 of them. Now, Merritt, when he got tagged, it was the first time I've seen Merritt put in. He doesn't usually put in when he's tagged. So it was the best game I'd actually ever seen Merritt play, considering the tag. So I was very happy with Merritt. He actually played better when he was tagged. So work that one out. I don't mind if Merritt gets tagged every week now. Speaking of getting tagged, Walsh, he had 68% time on ground up until three-quarter time at 68%. Only the sub had less because he didn't play yet. He was the lowest player of the time on ground on field. Now, Walsh is supposed to be an elite athlete, okay? Endurance levels elite. If your endurance levels are elite, how do you only have 68% time on ground? He needs 90% just to get a score because the way he kicks the ball. But anyway, he still scored the 87 with the 80% time on ground or 60, whatever. Actually, what did he end up on? Let's have a look. What did Walsh end up on at the end? Let's go to Carlton. Let's go to Walsh. Ended up on 72% time on ground. And mind you, he went at 68% kicking efficiency. That's very high for him, okay? So he's normally at 50s. Had 13 contested possessions, 5 clangers, and 4 free kicks against. Okay, what a spud. Okay, now how do you... He tackled, had 6 tackles. The other 4 would have been tackles. He would have had 10 tackles, okay? So add the tackle points. They're giving 3 points for tackles now. So 4 points for tackles, 4 times 3, that's 12. So you would have got 12 extra points for the tackles. But then he lost 12 points on frees against because of his bad tackles. So he ended up losing 24 points. So he would have been 111. So if you look at it that way, it's not that bad. Okay, so we're going to have to keep Walsh. Okay, so Walsh gets to stay. Then we go to Matt Rowell. Now, Matt Rowell scored the 82. That's disappointing. The problem with Matt Rowell, okay, now let's go have a look at his... Because I'm trying to look at what is wrong with him now, all right? Matt Rowell, 82 against St Kilda at Marvel, okay? He plays better when he's at home, okay? Now, 111 last week. Now, these 2 games here, the problem was for Matt Rowell is the Ruckman is not wits. He plays better when the Ruckman is wits, okay? So he needs wits to be the Ruckman. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I'm only guessing. But when I saw Moyle hit the ball, he never hit it to Rowell, okay? He either lost the ruck duel or he belted it forward. It was nowhere near Rowell. So Rowell didn't get much opportunity to get the ball. So I'm hoping the problem with Rowell is the Ruckman, okay? That's what I'm hoping, but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's move over to Oliver now. With Oliver, I don't know what to think. It's not the same Oliver. You know how we mentioned before about the imitation of Powell being a premium imitation? Well, Oliver is an Oliver imitation. I mean, something wrong. They changed the Oliver. This is not the same Oliver we had last year or the previous years. I think we should do an investigation, okay? We have to call the police in because there's an imposter. Something's happened to Oliver. I think he's got kidnapped. Okay, they brought in a different Oliver. It's not the same guy. There's something wrong. Just calm it down. Anyway, we're going to sack him. And speaking of something wrong, Green, all my midfielders, look at them. There's 4 of them here. The 4 spuds. I don't know which one to sack first. Look, I want to sack all of them. They're all spuds. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spuds in my team. I can only get rid of 2 or 3 of them, so I'm going to get stuck with the rest. But Green, if I thought Oliver was bad, Green's worse. I would actually keep Oliver over Green if Green didn't have the spare game, but he does. Green later scores 78, 79, 95, a 5. Okay, now only one good game. Okay, they won 5-9. 82, 72. He's an imposter. Okay, he's not good. Okay, I'm going to trade him out. He's going to lose cash again this week. He's already lost 147k. That's a lot of money, okay? That's a rookie. I might as well start a dead rookie. That's what I lost, 147k. It took me ages to save that kind of cash. I lost it all on the one bloke, the spud. Now, Lesson learnt is you never pick players that have the colour as their surname. Okay, so from now on, there's going to be no blacks or whites or greens or yellows, nothing. Okay, I'm not going to have any more colours now. So green, he's finished for me, but I've still got to play him because he's playing this week and next week, so I need him. But he's just become useless. Break even, what is it? Break even is 121. He won't get even. Look, I'll just show you something. The app has lost hope in him, okay? The app has given him a 67, okay? This is the Supercoach app giving a Primo a projected score of 67. I mean, Garcia, a rookie, has got a projected score of 70. Frazier has got a 64. They think Green is like Frazier. He's a spud like Frazier. Just come it down. I might as well keep Frazier and get rid of Green. Can't work it out. The players that caught the eye this week. Gulden, the 157. Massive. Now, if you've got him in, you did really well. You've made 25k. Not that you made the 25k, but you saved 25k for the players that want to bring him in this week. And he looks like he's back to his best. Okay, now he did play. Who did he play? Okay, but he had an easy game. Well, against Geelong at the SCG. Now, against Western Bulldogs 131, Geelong 157. These are big scores, okay? Now, he's had some low scores, 80s, 90s, but 90s aren't too bad, okay? I mean, he's got 3 90s here. one extra tackle or one extra pressure act, and they're hundreds, okay? So they're not that bad. The only bad game was against Richmond, and that was the only game that they lost in, okay? Besides that Richmond game, he's actually been quite decent. So he's an A-grade primo, Gulden. And even though he's got the wing role, it's the fact that they use him a lot that helps. And plus, he pushes up the ground. He gets into contests, so he's a very useful player. So if you want to get a primo, Gulden is not too bad. Okay, now Euland, not many will own him. How many own Euland? Where is it? Where's the ownership? Okay, now a percentage picked only 3.1%. So Euland's irrelevant. We already talked about Grundy, Flanders. We know. Sinclair, only owned by 4.8%. Now, would I get Sinclair? As a pod, 4.8%, yes. Okay, it's worth the risk. Okay, could be the old Sinclair back. Playing in defence now, he looks better than the Sinclair we've seen, the imposter Sinclair that we've seen recently. Let's have a look at his previous scores. I mean, he's sort of up there, all right? Like, he's got a 134 against North, and the following week he got an 83. So he is a little bit up and down still. He's not really the same. Like, 124 against Richmond, then 89 against GWS. 70. So he is up and down, all right? There are better options than Sinclair, all right? The Conning as the ruck. Okay, now, would you get the Conning? Problem with the Conning is... I mean, his scores are good, all right? His last 3 scores are unbelievable, okay? But it's these scores here that are problems, all right? Around 10 against Sydney, 28, because Pittinet was playing. Against Melbourne, 66, because Pittinet was playing. Very similar to Jackson, Luke Jackson. When Luke Jackson is a solo ruck, he does well. But when Luke Jackson is forward ruck, he doesn't do too well. That's the same problem that the Conning's got. So it's a pass, because we don't know when we get Pittinet back. Okay, so it's a pass. Is Toby Nankervis relevant? Well, probably not, because you got Grundy, and he's got the bye. So probably pass. Hipwood, don't worry about. Will Day, a 137. Will Day's on fire. Okay, let's have a look at Will Day's scores. Well... 142, 117, 107, 137. These are decent scores, and 142 against Port. That's a tough at the Adelaide Oval. These are big scores. He is genuinely a top 8. Okay, could be a top 8. He's got Richmond, West Coast, Geelong coming up. These are easy draw. Okay, and then Freo, Collingwood, Adelaide. I mean, he scored a 107 against Adelaide already. GWS, he scored a 137. He's actually got a very good draw. He's got that's the only tough one, Carlton. He's got Richmond twice, okay, Richmond again. He's then got North Melbourne. Okay, actually, Will Day's got a really, really good draw. He's probably got the best draw out of anyone. I may even consider him myself. Okay, how much is he? 571k. It's something to think about. It looks very good. Now, if you go further down, Lockie Neal, all right, scored that 134. Kicked 2 goals to get that 134. So that's not ideal. I had like 35 touches. Should have got more than 134. Now got the tag coming this week. Probably a pass on Lockie Neal, especially this week. Okay, maybe get him later on. He's not cheap, 635k. If you don't have Gorn already, I mean, don't have to talk about Gorn. Sherry is also a good option. Now, Sherry's coming up matchups. Let's have a look. He's got Collingwood. Well, then he's got Melbourne. Actually, he's got a tough draw. He's got Wits there. Then he's got Grundy. Then he's got Carlton. Then he's got the Nank. It's not an easy draw. He's got the Dogs twice. I mean, that's probably an easier one against English, okay? Probably, if you're going to get Sherry, you're 555k, you might as well spend an extra 30k and get Grundy. Okay, that's what I would do. Now, McInerney, Larkey, they're not relevant. We already talked about Sheasels, but Simpkin is the interesting one here. What do we do with Simpkin? I looked at his heat. Let me show you his heat maps. Now, Simpkin had 65% CBAs. That's very high. Now, the first 8 games he played this year, these games here, he was actually injured. He was wearing a cast on his hand or on his hand, I think it was, or on his arm or something like that. He had a finger injury, so midfielder finger injury is a problem. Tackling is a problem. Handballing, managing the ball, it's awkward for them. So Simpkin struggled in the first 8 rounds. He's averaged 90 plus for 3 seasons. So from now till the end of the season, you can lock him in for a 90, all right, minimum. Is that enough for you though? Probably is, okay, for an F6. So Simpkin is a bargain, to be honest. And 65% midfield time, that's not too bad. I don't mind Simpkin. But would I get Simpkin? Probably not. Okay, maybe I will. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet. Do I want Simpkin at F6 or do I want Rankin there? I mean, he's going to take Rankin's spot. He could be the spare, but I don't know how much cash I've got. I don't know if I've got enough cash for a spare. And if I'm going to spend 360k for a spare, I'm probably better off using that money towards a player like, you got the Port Adelaide boy coming, Rosie. He's going to be 400k. So would I rather have Simpkin at 360 or Rosie at 400? So I'd probably go Rosie for an extra 40k. So I'm not 100% on Simpkin yet because money's tight. If I had an extra meal, okay, I'd get him. Okay, but I don't have that. I'm not sure you have that either. Now, Elliot Yeo, 127. It was a close game, and at the crucial times, he got the big points. So he started slow and went big. Would you get him in now? Probably not. At the start of the year, yes, because injury risk doesn't matter. You can trade him out. But if you trade him in, then you got to trade him out, okay? And the problem is low on trades now. So probably a pass on Elliot Yeo. Now, Collins isn't relevant. Zach Merritt is very relevant. He's got the bye this week, so maybe target him next week if you haven't got him yet. Briggs is no good. Wiverden no good. Actually, Wiverden's been interesting. Okay, now Wiverden, his scores is very up and down. All right, 140, 50, 30, 60, 124. He's a trap. Okay, so Wiverden is no good. Joel Jeffrey, same thing as Wiverden. Okay, you can see here. 70, 50, 50, 70, 120. It's a trap. Okay, so don't get trapped, Joel Jeffrey. Okay, we already talked about the fish. Bailey Williams. I was very upset with him because he took all the kick-ins. He was hogging all over Dale's kicks. Dale could have gone 120, but if it was, let's have a look at the kick-ins. How many did he take? Let's have a look. Let's go to kick-ins. Let's go here. He took a lot. Okay, I'm sure it was heaps. Kickings, Western Bulldogs. Actually, it wasn't him, it was Bramble. Bramble took 8 kickings. Dale only took 4. It's unbelievable, okay? Why would they give Bramble 8 kickings? And I know there's 8 kickings. I don't think any of them will hit the target, okay? That's how bad it was. So, Dale could have had an extra 8 times 4. That's 24 points. He could have got much more points. Now, going further down, I mean, you already know about Dawson and Marshall. Luke Nankervis, okay? Some people might be asking about Luke Nankervis. Well, his score was a big one against Richmond, and we know against Richmond, everyone can score big, okay? It was these other scores. They're okay, but they're decent. Good rookie scores, a bit above a rookie, but not enough, okay? So it's a pass on Nankervis, and that's pretty much... Is there anyone else? There's Hollands. Okay, what's he been doing? All right, well, he's got these low scores here as well, 48, 54. He's going to be up and down, okay? So a pass on Hollands as well. Weedle, same thing, pass. That's pretty much it for the games. Salem, all right. That's a big miss, okay? 4 games, 99, 121, 91, 111. He was... How much was he? 396k. No, it was 345k. Okay, it was 345k after the St Kilda game. And I was thinking about getting him in. It's the same scenario with Salem as it is with Rosie, all right? I thought for an extra 60k, I'll get Rosie when he was at 345k. Because Rosie, in 2 weeks, probably going to be about 400k. So... I have regrets not getting Salem because he's also got a defensive mid DPP, but at the same time, I prefer Rosie over Salem. Peatling, they've got a few players coming back, so maybe no good now. Peatling, Whitfield, he had a good game, but there's tags coming in next 2 weeks, so beware. Okay, his price might drop more. He actually could be worth bringing in after the tags. I'll show you. Okay, now. He's got these tags coming along, right? He's got the Port tag and the Sydney tag. These 2 guys are going to be tagged. The chances are against Carlton, they may even tag him, okay? That's 3 tags in 4 games. So after the Carlton game, you could probably pick him up for the Richmond game in round 18. If you've got cash left and you've got trades left, okay? As a spare, okay? You could probably grab him. He'll be around about... under 400k, I think, by then. So for 400k, he'll be a bargain, Whitfield, and he'll have a good run. He's got it's not an awesome run, but it's a half decent run. Richmond, Gold Coast, Melbourne, Hawthorn, Lions, Freo, and the Dogs. And mind you, GWS will be fighting to play in the finals, so he'll try his hardest. So it could be okay then. Is there anyone else? Let's go down the list. Taranto, don't worry about him. Himmelberg, he's been doing okay lately, but no good. Dunkley, you can consider, okay? He's break even. What is it? What I get out of there for Dunkley? Break even's 140, so you can just wait, okay? Get him after the bye if you want to get him. Libba, break even's 157. Ed Richards comes in this week. One to look at as well. So maybe keep an eye on Ed Richards, Libba, and Dunkley, or even Will Day as your 4 options. Crisp has done well. Baker is too inconsistent. Short is very inconsistent. Okay, so don't worry about these players. Side bottom, finally got that 100, but these are not good. Sard, let's have a look at Sard. Okay, Sard, last 2 weeks, 91 and 100. Okay, this is not too bad. Let's have a look at kickings for Carlton. Let's go Carlton. Sard, 5 kickings. Only played on 1 time. Why would you only play on once from 5 kickings? If you owned him, you'd be so upset. Okay, so probably not. Okay, probably pass on Sard. Who else is there? There's Blakey. He's been very impressive lately. His scores of late, 131, 78, 120. He was subbed out. He got injured 3/4 time. It's all 99. Kick-ins for Blakey. Let's go Sydney. Let's have a look. Well, it didn't take me, but the previous week had 9. Okay, so he gets the majority of the kick-ins. This week he shared it because he was injured. Okay, so but he's actually the kicking king at Sydney. Would I get him? Probably not. Probably better options. Okay, I'd probably pass on him as well. And that's pretty much it. Okay, we've got Steele. What would you do with Steele now? Steele's game's coming up. Tag coming from Brisbane Lions. Then he plays Port. Another tag coming from Sydney. Okay, if you're struggling in round 15 for players, you can actually. I wouldn't want. It's not a bad thing to trade him out. But then again, he hasn't been scoring that bad. He only got one bad score, 86. Hasn't been that bad actually. It's better than half my spots I got. So maybe you can hold him. I don't know. Okay, but if you're struggling in round 15. And that's it for the players. Now, we already spoke about Oliver. May. Let's look at May. Now, May's scores. 106, 90, 96. Okay, and he's got North Melbourne this week, Brisbane Lions, West Coast. It's not a bad price, 450k, but probably a pass on May. Okay, even though his scores are decent, that's his scores, 95. You want 110s, 120s now. You want the best coming home, so probably a pass. Jeremy Cameron, he's playing wing now. Let me show you. Now, Cameron's time on ground is 100% every week. So he's virtually, you can see here, 100, 96, 95, 94, 94, 100, 100. Problem is he plays for Geelong. Okay, Geelong aren't as good as we thought they were. Now, where he plays now is interesting. He plays on a wing. All right, he's a winger now. That's not too bad, okay, for our forwards, because they go through him a lot. Let's have a look at the previous week. Okay, on the wing, why is he on the opposite end? Okay, he's a left footer. Well, that's the side he should be on, but he played on the other end this week. Let's go back here. Where is he? This week. So, it's only been the last 2 weeks he's on the wing. Here is in the forward line. Over here, he's sort of all over the place. What did he score this game? 76. It's just inconsistent, okay? Again, that's pretty much his role in the previous years. Now, did he kick any goals? 1 goal and 2 goals. So for 1 goal, he got a 91 Supercoach points. 11 kicks, 5 handballs at 88%. This week he had 11 kicks, 10 handballs at 71%. 90 is actually not that bad of an option, okay? If you're sort of running low on cash. But the problem is the buy round, okay? So he's got to buy this week anyway. So maybe next week you can sort of, if you want to gamble, okay, he's probably better than the spud I got, Powell. So it's something you can think about. It's not that bad. Let's have a look at the games coming up for him. Well, he plays Carlton. Now, against Carlton, wingers don't do too well, all right? So that's going to be a low score there. He's got Essendon, got Hawthorn, Collingwood, the Dogs. The Dogs are wingers that do that well. He's got North Melbourne. I mean, the draw's not that good, okay, except the last game. He's got West Coast. But then he's got St Kilda as well. Coming home, the last 5 weeks, it's a good run. If you're going to pick him up, round 20 onwards is a good time to get him. So maybe just keep an eye on him, okay, and see his progress. See if he's still playing on that wing role, and maybe target him for round 20 after the Dogs game. It's a good run. North Adelaide, Freo, St Kilda, and West Coast. That's a good run. Okay, so something to think about. Well, as you can see here, okay, Pickett's CBAs, all right, they're at 83% this week. It's equal high with Oliver. He's virtually the same as Oliver. He had 52 the previous week, virtually the same as Oliver. 74 the previous week, almost the same as Oliver. Okay, so very similar to Oliver, except he's a forward, so it's actually better for us. So he's virtually doing the same thing as Oliver is right now, which is really good. Okay, so keep an eye on him. Let's have a look at his heat maps. Okay, this could be very interesting now, Pickett. I'm going to look at his price in a minute too. Actually, I'm very interested in Pickett right now. Now, you got to watch him this week, because last week he only scored 47. CBS won at 52%. Previous week 74%, scored 74. It's not like he's killing it, okay? Goals, he kicked 2 goals this week. 2 goals, 4 behinds. 6 shots on goals for a 94. With 83% CBAs. Maybe I'll take that back, okay? Maybe not that interested. Anyway, what's his heat maps? Well, he starts CBA, then goes forward from the looks of it. So he's not a genuine mid. But maybe with Petrarca out, you'd think maybe he would go there. But Petrarca was out this week, and he still went forward. So I suppose he replaced Petrarca as a forward. The previous week, what did he do? When Petrarca was playing, now let's have a look at this week. Well, 1 goal. Well, he had more mid-time that previous week. So just keep an eye on him this week. See what he does. The problem with Melbourne is they don't kick big scores anymore. So he's not going to kick those big bags. So I'd probably be hesitant to get him. But he's cheaper than Powell. So I'll put it that way. So I prefer Pickett over Powell. But then again, I don't know what to think. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Let's now move over. Actually, we'll talk about Noah Bolter. Have a look at his scores. He's also a forward as well, all right? And he's scoring 90, 92 last 2 weeks, but then he gets those 65s and 70s. He was on like 70 at half time, and he ended up on 92, so he's going to be very inconsistent, so I'll probably pass on him. Let's have a look at leagues now, and what happened with our leagues. Now, in Supercoach of the Ars League, we played against Spills, and we had a bit of a victory there. It was a close game. Okay, so Abs Magic took home the chocolates this week. Now, Scodfather Cup 1, we had Max Bingers. That's my boy from the Richmond Forum, Max. And the young man, he's only 14 years old, and the young man, he put up a good fight, but at the end, it was Abs Magic that took the chocolates again. Took a lot of chocolates this week. Now, played my boy here, the Duke. Now, the Duke, last year, you remember, if you do remember, he was in a top 150 or 100 even. Had a great year last year. Unfortunately for the Duke this year, not having his best year, but that happens to all of us, okay? That's normal. So, the Duke, we had a 100-point win against the Duke. Now, Scodfather Legends. We'll go there in a minute, okay? Al Payton, my boy here, copped a 19-point, close game. Copped a loss. Now, Scodfather Cup 3, that's Cam Archies. That's Brad's team. Now, unfortunately for Cam, or for Brad, or for the Cam Archies, okay, they had a unfortunate week at 18-29. Now, let's go further down. Scodfather Cup 4, Brick Squad, they smashed us. Okay, now, how they smash us that big? What happened? Oh, Captain Flanders. Okay, you could have told me. Captain Flanders had Goulden, had all the big boys. Okay, I had Ridley. How'd you get Ridley so quick? Absolutely smashed us. Had Neil as well. You got Neil, Goulden, Flanders as captain. What's going on? You got more. What a team. Okay, what's your ranking? We'll have a look at your ranking in a minute. That's not a bad effort. Anyway. Let's move over. That was Squad cover. Hang on. Well, what's happened here? Let's go back. Okay, that was number 4. Scodfather Cup 5. Where is it? Here it is here. It's against my boy here, Harvey. The Zip Zap Zoha. Okay, now, unfortunately for Harvey, it was a close game, but Abs Magic, okay, ranked number 1. Okay, just coming down. Anyway, we go to Scodfather Cup 6, and Zane, Audrey Heaney, he went nuts. 2100. Okay, now how do you do this? I scored a 2044. I got a top 1% score and I can't win. I lost 2 games. Look, I'm not happy. So, I Dream of Heaney smashed us. Okay, a huge win. let's have a look at his team. He Captain Grundy. Okay, how'd you do that? Okay, I can't believe it. He VC'd Grundy. He's got Anderson. He's got the sexy man. He also got Gulden. He got Salem in as well. Okay, they're huge. They're good gets. Okay, and the rest of the commons. So a big win there for the young man. Now over to our last league, Scodfather Cup. What is it? Number 6 or 7? 7. Okay, and Larry, the Raw Tiger. Unfortunately for Larry, this is the toughest league you can get. You can play. Actually, let's go to our leagues. All right, if we go to our leagues, let's have a look at Scodfather Cup 7. You can see here, it's the 42nd hardest league to play in. So that's a tough league, okay? And this Markon Markov is always on the top. I haven't seen him leave the top yet. So can someone just knock him off, please, okay? Markon Markov, Logan's team, is killing it this year. What's he ranked now? What's his ranking? 16 is very, very good ranking. 1688. Alec, 6,600. He's doing okay. Simon is 1,058. Okay, well, as Magic in a top 100, can't even beat them. Okay, Dusty's back. That's Sam's team. Rank 242 he's like me. He ranked that high. Okay, that's a good ranking. Actual best team. This is Thomas's team. Rank 210. This is a good rankings here. Okay, as you can see, Scott's team up and down. Okay, rank 6,000. Okay, and finish of the top 8. That's Ben's team. 2-5. So it's a lot of good. 3 teams in a top 200 here. Okay, so it's a tough league. But take a look at this league. Let's go here. Supercoach Legends. Rank number 2. Okay, the second hardest league to play in. The hardest one actually messaged us on X, and they said they're not going to give it to us. They're going to keep it number 1. I said, just come it down. Anyway, let's have a look at the rankings. How we're all going. Now, Janath ranked at 302 now. He was at 200 last year. He had a bit of a drop. 1935 he scored this week. So ranking is still good. So 302. We got DR ranked 1131. So he'll be in the top 1,000 next week. DR. Okay. We got Al Payton ranked 252. Okay, he's killing it. We got Damon. Unfortunately for Damon, he had a low score this week. He was nearly getting to the top 1,000. Hopefully next week, Damon can get back, bounce back. We go to Dan Batson. Also had a low score, so he was actually ranked 200 last week as well. So now ranked 564, Dan. We go to Pistol, and he's also ranked 1563, going up in rankings. We go to Minimonk. Ranked 1232. Okay, that's a huge ranking. Minimonk was ranked 200. Unfortunately for the young man, he's had 2 bad weeks. Now, we go to Tim Mitchell. Now, keep in mind, Tim Mitchell and George, okay, they're outside the 8, all right? You're ranked 800. You can't get into the 8s, okay? That's how tough this league is. Tim had a score of 2014, ranked 812. And now George has joined in the top 800. And he's coming 10th in our league. It's how tough it is. Okay, now, Jackson Davey, 1792. Also going to be a top 1,000 soon. We've got Selby here, ranked 26. He's flying up the rankings now. And coming 12th. We got down below now, on the bottom, my boy here, Horses for Courses, Mick. Okay, unfortunately for him, he's down there. And we got Bryce and Steve, now all 3 of them, okay, with 12 points each. Now going over to our rankings, and for the first time in a long time, we don't have the top ranked team now in our little group here. So we got 3 teams in the top 9. Okay, so we got Wango, Nathaniel, and Louisa, all in the top 9. That's zero pressure now, coming 3rd. And then we have Jesse's team, Jet Express, at 15th. We got Perth Kangas, that's Joel, at 18th. Joe's dropped a bit. He was ranked 1st at one stage. Now, Dow or Never, now is 27th. We got Big Bonner, that's Rish's team, coming 39th. Okay, these are huge rankings. We've got bringing Sexton back. Okay, that's James's team. Coming 42nd. Matthew Johnson, that's Lachlan's team, 44th. We have Avram's team, the astronaut, okay, 47th. We've got Zach's team, Golden Era, 49th. My boy here, the Shack, that's Syed's team, coming 55th. Okay, he's hanging in there. He's actually doing really well. He's been in the top. He's been first. He's been in the top 50 for ages. We got Sarong, but so right. Okay, coming 58th. Okay, we got Heights Riders. That's Adam's team, coming 66th. We got Jamie Silver Top Hurley, my boy here, coming 70th. Okay, we got Jared's team, the Curtain Call, coming 80th. We got Alex, that's the Men of Steel, coming 81st. We have Abs Magic, okay, coming 82nd. Okay, and we have Lewis, Gardeners Muzzy, okay, he was ranked first at one stage, coming 84th. So then we've got 19 teams now in the top 80, which is awesome. And Alien Avengers, that specials team, is coming at 106. He's coming. He said, okay, now how far off are we? All right, from, let's say we're 28, 618. 28. If we have another 100 points, we're in the top 40. Okay, 28, 715, 618. If we have another 200 points, we're in the top 15. So we're only 200 points off top 15 now. Okay, so we're catching up. Just coming down. The spuds are coming. Now I'm going to be doing our trades video, most likely. Well, depends what day you watch this. Okay, so probably going to come out on Thursday. Okay, the trades, all our trades this week. I'm probably going to do it after I see the teams that come out, so that way I can sort of decide who I want to put in there. But at the moment, for round 15, without trades, we're in trouble. Okay, round 14. Okay, now without trades, let's optimize. Okay, mind you, hopefully Douglas does play. Okay, so we've got 4 players here. Don't count Vital, he doesn't play anyway. Okay, he's a sub, so he's useless. So we've got 4 players there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players here. Got 9. Strawn hopefully plays. That makes it 11. Now Garcia won't play, so put him there. So we've got 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 16. We've got 16 players, so we need to bring in 2 players now, okay, to give us a full team. So most likely Oliver and Martin are going to be the scapegoats, and we're going to trade them out. But we'll talk about that in our next video. That's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.